such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. Walk around these empty rooms. We once moved like the morning. Silhouettes they haunt this house, like your memory haunts me now, as if it were a dream. As if it were a dream. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. I heard the moon has visions of her nightly, and I heard the mighty river call out his name. And I saw the skies and the earth. Yes, I saw the skies and the earth crying over you. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. Remember everything we had, every breath of this place creaking. I'm familiar with the cold, with the windows and the doors, and the sound of my heart beating, beating in and out of time. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. Walk around these empty rooms. We once moved like the morning. Silhouettes they haunt this house, like your memory haunts me now, as if it were a dream. As if it were a dream. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. I heard the moon has visions of her nightly, and I heard the mighty river call out his name. And I saw the skies and the earth. Yes, I saw the skies and the earth crying over you. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, Be still my heart, my age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season.
Is it that one? Yay! It's that one. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Woo. Thanks for coming along to the stream. We have the wonderful, delightful, delectable, very handsome me, and we have Pub with the hair I'm very jealous of.
Well, the hair that's becoming increasingly more so. It's like I've got my regulation winter mark undercut and top knot going on.
Doing well. You're doing very well, mate. You are looking very well.
I'm feeling better because it's Friday. I won't lie.
I think a lot of people are at the moment looking at chat. So I saw something in chat about I'm playing 7 Days to Die with a lot of people in the Hefty fam, and I have to say Liam just said, "Oh, I looked at my base. It's fine." No, you didn't, mate. I've been on since. You didn't, because I've been in the base. You didn't, and I can't lock it either. Sorry. So you'll have to jump on after the stream to lock up. So yeah, exactly. F to that base. It's gone. Sorry. Thanks for the bits there, Grim. Thank you very much, mate. Yes, I saw the water you put in my moat as well. Thank you. So we're jumping back onto the music streams again. These we're obviously when we did the one with Dawn, that went down incredibly well. That was a lot of fun to do, and then we did one with Sam, and that was we spent probably half of that one just laughing. It was so much fun.
You ended it just corpsing.
It was so funny. It was so funny. The chat delay is much shorter. Have you reduced it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that might. Well, that might. Streamlabs has done another update. So, hola, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Andy. I am doing good, mate. Glad to see you in chat and that. Shame to see you left the Discord. There was no reason for you to shoot off, mate. But hopefully you come back. It'll be good to have you. So yeah, everything is going well on this. I can't remember what I'm streaming next week. We're doing more stuff. I'll find out later. It's fine. Yeah, we have the tangent train now as an emoji, an emote in chat, which is awesome. So, and we have the alert box. So if you donate over 100 bits and put in a message, a computerized voice will read out the message. This is why we had the wonderful sploosh last time. Yeah. It's great. It's quite funny. I got the idea from a streamer called Sips, and he uses it a lot. So we've got some more things that they can spend chat points on as well. So they've got hydrate, which that Liam's just spent.
Hydrate.
So we've got hydrate, posture check, things like that. So music. Music is the reason we are here this evening.
Yeah.
You have been known on occasion to sing, maybe write a few songs as well. It's not what you're best known for. It's can't make a joke from that. Sorry. But yeah, so it's going to be. I think this is one that a lot of people have been looking forward to, because you're like, oh my god, you're the Britney Spears of Anvil.
Yes, I mean there's a lot to take from that. I mean, are we talking like early 2000s Britney Spears? Are we talking, like 2010 Britney Spears? Are we talking 2020 Britney Spears? There's a lot of Britneys to go through here.
Early Britney.
Okay, right, because sometimes like when it gets to Saturday evening and running around a little bit lunatic, it does come close to being like 2010 Britney, and everything's just about to go weird, and I'm going to shave my head, and it's all going to go wrong.
I think we could all go, leave Britney alone. Um, so, but yeah. So, did you always have the idea of writing music when you came to Empire? Then
No, far from it.
no.
The point when I first came along, my first character, Kadan, um, he was like level one fighter. He was classic. And that was what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be level one fighter, sword and board. The idea of there being anything beyond the combat just didn't occur to me. I was there for the fighting. That was it.
Hmm.
And then, which then made him a very boring character. Um, he died tragically. Then my second character, Conovar, he just doubled down on that. He was like Kadan, but without any reservations. He was just way too battle happy. He was all about fighting and just derived his entire life from going out for scraps. He also died. He was far, far too battle happy to last long in this world. And it was only right at the end of Conovar's life that I came up with an idea of this fun little ditty about, maybe like sing for the Steiner and sing for the Suak and sing Calavasi and sing for the Mark. And that was quite cool. And that was it. I had that. And that was it.
Hmm.
Then when I was coming up with a new character for like after Conovar, I was thinking, what do I want to do? I wanted to do something different this time. And I'd been inspired by a few people like Shaman and a bunch of other people who were really good at creating game for other people.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I thought, okay, I'll do this. So which way do I want to go? Do I want it to be a Scop? Do I want to be a Stormcrow? And I was on the fence as to either. So I came up with the concept of a character who had recently been a Stormcrow, but was trying to find his new path, came to Anvil, and then at that point I had Sing for the Mark finished, did an event, did Sing for the Mark, got a really good response for it, had a massive ego stroking from that. I'm like, right, that decides that. And then that was it. And I went down the Scop route from that point, really. So really it had like nearly 2.5 years, nearly 3 years into the game before I realised, oh, wait a minute, I play guitar and I used to write songs like 15 years ago. Maybe that's the thing I could do. Yeah, and that's what got me back into it, really. And before then, I up to that point, I barely touched a guitar in years. Certainly hadn't written anything in nearly twice that time. Yeah, so it was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. So it says, laughing at a public mental breakdown. Not laughing at a public mental breakdown. Laughing at the person who said that. I am definitely Team Britney all the way.
Yes.
Yeah, especially now as well, because yeah, just no, don't get me started on that. But definitely Team Britney.
Yeah, that wasn't the intent. So
Definitely not. Definitely not. Josh says, don't forget the part about Sigvald fucking a war rhino.
but my hardest part with that song is you adapt it. So whoever's doing the war rhino, always try and make sure it's someone in the audience. And my biggest peril is when I can't find someone with a 2-syllable name in the audience. And they're looking around going, crap, 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 crap. And I have literally just mumbled my way through it. I think I even did Wulfric at one point because we're like, I can't find anyone. I'll just go Wulfric. You generally say there'll be a Wulfric in the audience if you're in a Wintermark crowd.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So this is a question. Dawn's normally asked this question to put people on the spot, and it's been quite fun. Because Sam struggled to answer it because he had a lot. So who are your favourite performers in the field?
Oh. No, it's a genuinely hard question because there's different things that I like from different people, and I think that the cheating question or the cheating answer I gave the last time I was asked this question is I think I basically said anyone who's performing for the first time is like my favorite in the moment because anyone who's performing for the very first time in Anvil is amazing. I love seeing that. I love being able to see someone's first performance and then them being able to get through to it, and that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But there's other people who've kind of like inspired me in various different ways. Like just if I just focus on Wintermark for the moment because there's there's performers on the music side of things, and then there's scops.
Yeah.
And within Wintermark, the scop is not just a bard, it's not just a performer. They've got a very very important role to play within the game and within the society as a whole. And there's a few people who I just think are exceptional in that. My first couple of events, a couple who really blew me away were uh, Bjorbak, played by John. Oh, I forgot his name. I knew this was going to happen. I've not been in the field for too long, and I've already forgotten people's names. John, who played Bjorbak, who's sadly died nearly 2 years ago now. And I remember walking into a tent, and he was leading people in a song, which this dirge, very Wintermark dirge, about walking into the storm when you're old. And it was really haunting. And it's all about Sidanya, which is where I stole that from when I was doing Sing for the Mark, because it was literally a little tribute to Bjorbak's song, because it was not just that, but he's also got the mud song, and he had loads. And for me, he's literally the poster boy of what a scop should be on the wiki. When you look at Wintermark musical traditions, that's him in that photo. So he was massively inspiring for me. Then there's a couple of chaps in Dunhath Hall. So Mark Chivers, who plays Wolfmere, and then Tony, who plays Tiny. Those two guys, when they perform, they just make it look so easy. They've got this confident aura to them when they're performing, and they're just cool with it. They're just effortlessly cool, and they've got huge repertoires, and they just like command the space. But then there's other people who are more storytellers as much as musicians on performers, like again on the Wintermark side of things. So Al Bevan, when he was previously Ceci, the Suak Egregor, and even in his new character, he's a consummate storyteller.
Yeah.
And that's an aspect that I can't do. I don't have the stories. I don't have the poems. A lot of other people do. And that's amazing, being able to really like hold the audience in the palm of your hand just with the power of a story is incredible. And that's just in Wintermark. I mean, outside of Wintermark, there are musical groups, like close harmony choral groups. There are individual soloists. There are instrumentalists. There's dancers. There's lots of stuff that I see in the performance aspect that go beyond just the music. And all of that I just think is brilliant, and it adds a lot of flavour to the game. But yeah, it's a difficult question just because there's so many different people who are inspirational in different ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's also dependent on mood as well.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I mean that's my 2 cents on that one. Depends on the mood I'm in and who I'm with as well. So
yeah, sometimes you just want to chill out and have someone singing beautiful music behind you. Sometimes you want to be led along, and you want laughs and giggles. Twill is spectacular as well as a comedian. Things like that. Again, just by the power of his spoken word, being able to carry an audience along.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he does really well. He's got that sort of presence though about him. So even when he's stood at the standings in the Navarre, he's just when he walks in and starts talking, everybody stops. It's really nice to see.
And that's charisma. That is the essence of charisma. That stage presence where he's not loud, he's not commanding, he's not intimidating or anything about it, but there's just something about his presence.
Yeah.
When he speaks, people pay attention.
I mean, a good example of that, I was walking back from the forge with Chris, and I had Helen and Rhiannon with us. So we were just walking back, and Tua was there. He was just walking along, and he came over, said hello, and he made his introductions. But when he was introducing himself to Rhiannon and to Beaky and Mac's husband, they were very much he was very, very he completely dropped everything. He wasn't interested in me and Chris anymore, Mac and Grim anymore. He was just like, "Hello, I'm Twill." Take their hands, kiss their hands, and the demeanor completely changed. And it's just sort of like, "Yeah, we don't exist anymore to anybody around us." I was going to come to that question, Bud.
Sorry.
Stop answering questions in chat. Let me read them out to you, because otherwise, the people who are watching this on YouTube, they have to read this all on the screen up here. See, up on the chat bits behind me, they have to read it all. Exactly. So, yeah. So I mean, yeah, he's definitely the one for the charisma. It's fantastic. So, there's been a question in chat. I don't know if you've seen it yet. This is Josh. Any advice for someone who wants to perform but has zero musical talent?
Let me think about that for a moment. Yeah, spoiler, I'm saying in chat. Perform. It's the best way I can say it. Really is do it. You do not have to be a musician to be a performer. Case in point, Twill, the poets, dancers, bang a drum if you do want to do some music. There's all manner of things that you can do, even if you're not a musician. Funny if so my wife Emma, who plays Malhan, she's a professional comic artist on comic writer. Comica is her career, and a common question she gets asked is, how do I get into making comics? The standard answer on that is, make a comic. Do it. If you make a comic, you're a comic creator. The same is true here. If you want to perform, maybe start joining in with someone else, but it can be daunting. It can be really intimidating, because when you are doing it, you're getting up and you're putting yourself out there, and especially in front of a small audience, can be very nerve-wracking. But you will not find a more encouraging audience than you will at Empire. I have never played to a better crowd than at Empire, whether it was new, whether seeing other people perform for the first time. I've seen people just stop mid-song because they've forgotten a tune, forgotten words, their nerves have just got the better of them. And when that happens, people applaud, people cheer, people are so encouraging. So yeah, just do the thing, genuinely.
Definitely. Speaking of Emma, that's reminded me. This is the tangent at the moment for people. I've got to tweet Emma the pictures, because I spoke to her about this, because my daughter loves drawing, and she is she's become insanely talented. It's annoying. She's got so much more talent than me. So I've got to send some the pictures over for Emma to have a look at, because she's actually encouraged Lily to do a lot more drawing. So it's been really, really good. So, but Emma does like the comic, isn't it? Life is Strange.
Yeah, so she's the current one she's doing. She's always working. Yeah, so Breaks is her own project. So that's the one. That's a webcomic she's been doing for a few years. So she's a co-writer and the artist on that. She writes the Life is Strange comic. So she's writing that as well. And yeah, she's got like half a dozen projects on the go.
Yeah, amazingly talented. So go and check all that stuff out as well. So Karalik says there's a musician that was famous for being horrible. No need for talent, just the want to perform to people. That's Bessie the Bard, wasn't it? Bessie the Bard.
Who was a legend. If we're talking about people who inspire, she was incredible. She was all ego. She had the Bessie fan club, and she had this massive arrogance to her, and it was all in the character. She had a LARP-safe ukulele that she got made, so she could bash people with it. She was just a bloody inspiration.
I love Paul's tribute to. It's so good. If you get the chance to witness that one in the field, you're in for a treat, an absolute treat.
Well, on the one hand, it's great when Paul does it, but it's even better when Arhan does it, because Arhan with the mask is, I am Arhan, Stormcrow of Wisdom, very serious. And then he does his Bessie the Bard impression, which is just, I'm Bessie the fucking Bard!
Death metal. It's amazing. It's so good, and it's yeah. I think it's a sight. Definitely a sight. Um, so right, Helen has said we need to hydrate. She's spent points on that, so we've got to hydrate. Oh dear. Ben says I wish I could learn something. Um, Dawn says, where's your favourite places to see performances in Anvil? Also, hi Pud.
Hey, Dawn. Um, uh, I think the most obvious one is obviously Songs and Storytime, because it's just like it's the quintessential fire pit and fire circle and people getting up there. It's like I always go to Song and Storytime, even if I'm having an insane weekend running around like a blue ass fly, even if I can't stay long. I always go to Song and Storytime. So that is great. The theatre, so the Imperial Theatre in the League, that was amazing as well. And I know they're actively working to get it brought back as well. That's a superb place. I think I also just like kind of like the casual ad hoc performances. So seeing people around fires in small groups having a sing song. I like walking past fires and hearing people singing in their own things, even when it's not like a big stage performance, just a bunch of people around a fire joining in.
Yeah.
And yeah, communal singing as well. Hearing not just like a single performer, but a group of people joining in, because that's one of the things I enjoy most, and one of the things I try and do with as much of my stuff as possible is making it a social activity. So it's not just performer and audience; it's people joining in.
Getting involved.
Just...
Yeah, because Joe, who I'm playing 7 Days to Die with at the moment, we're having a chat about this, and he was saying to me what he wants to work and what he gets involved in, and you came up in conversation, and he was saying that he was stood by the communal fire, and you came over and just started singing away, and it was like his first proper experience of performances and stuff like that. So that was I mean I think you've impacted a game there as well. So that's
brilliant. Yeah, if that's my entire impact empire, then I'll take it. But yeah, and it's just paying it forward, because I had other people do the same thing for me, really. So it's just seeing other people do that, and if you can try and encourage other people, brilliant.
Yeah, and there's Joe there just saying yes, it was fantastic. So awesome stuff. So I mean, we're not here just to talk about music and stuff like that. So we're going to get you to sing a few songs as well, and get a little bit of performance going as well. Not from me. Josh says, I've drunkenly sung Pud songs at like 3 a.m. if that counts too. Definitely. Yeah. Ben just says, sing us a song. So do we have any requests? There is one song that we cannot have performed due to the music copyright thing for Twitch, because not much of that song you said had changed, I believe.
There's a few. So most of the stuff I do, so what I call my originals, the stuff I did in the songbook, they are pretty much entirely original. Or rather, some of them I think they're original, and then I play afterwards and I realize, wait a minute, those are the same chords from another piece. God damn it, I've accidentally filled something and I didn't even realize it. Which I'll come back onto in a moment. If people are feeling self-conscious about things, then yeah, I've had some interesting fun discoveries recently. But I think most of the stuff, I was trying to think, right, what can I do here? Because a lot of the stuff I do is like super shouty as well, and don't necessarily want to do super shouty stuff for the sake of this microphone and those neighbors. But I've got a couple of, I wouldn't mind doing, there's a couple of more chilled out ones that I never do at Empire, because I've generally lost my voice by that point.
Because this is what we did for Tentade, wasn't it? When you did your performance, you didn't want to do the ones that everyone knew. It's like you want to do the ones that you never get to do, because it's just chilled, and that's sometimes that's the best place to be. So if chat's all right with it, then we'll have a nice chilled out one and something you don't normally perform. So it'll be something that people might hear for the first time.
Okay.
So I think that's a good shout.
You know, let's go with this one because I have actually. I'm going to say I've never performed it, and I've never performed this live anywhere, with the exception of once, which was about coming up to 1 a.m., sat around a fire in Highguard when I'd lost my voice and trying to croak my way through a song when I think about 2 people could hear me, and I was falling asleep. So,
why were you in Highguard for? No one goes to Highguard. It's a frightful place.
It was to see good people. So we were hanging out with Scarlett, and I think it was Nina's first event as well. So
yeah. Oh yes, Scarlett is definitely good people.
Okay, let's see how this goes. It's slightly nerve-wracking, but let's give it a shot. Okay. I see you. I see you. I see you standing among giants when you're feeling 2 foot tall. I see you raising up your brother, your sister, your cousin, when you know any minute you might fall. I see courage in your fear. I hear your song. And I see you. And I see you. I can't see the foe you're facing, but I know that you're at war. I pray I'll never hear the howling of the black dog at your door. I see you standing there with courage when your heart is full of fear. When your wall begins to crumble, I see you rise. And I see you. And I see you. I see you standing in the wreckage of the plans you tried to make before the storms broke your ship against the shore. I see you stand beneath the thunder. I see you stand beneath the rain. I see you stand, I see you stand, I see you stand. And I see you. And I see you. When the step feels like a mile, when you count the days you've lost, I may not see the price you're paying, but I know you bear the cost in shattered dreams and broken futures, and the effort that it takes to spark a fire to light the shadows when the sun is on your face. I can see you fight for every breath when your body wants to run. When you see your doom approach, you know there's nothing to be done. Well, I can't fill your lungs with air, and I can't carry you away, but I can stand and be your witness, and of your courage I will say that I see you. I see you. I see you rise, I see you fall, I see you standing through it all.
That's amazing.
You know what's really amazing is that just before this stream started, I got all the lyrics up on screen because I knew I was going to forget them. What's really useful when you get your lyrics up on screen is you make sure that all the verses are actually in the right order. And you don't say, I don't know, like leave a verse out somewhere in the middle there.
Doesn't matter. That was amazing. I like that a lot. That's a really nice song. What's it called? I See You.
I see you, unsurprisingly.
Mm. That's why I suddenly said it there, because it's quite obvious, really, if you think about it for a second.
Not intensive care unit, but sometimes the names just come to you.
John's asked, have you ever heard someone singing one of your songs? If so, how did that feel?
Now, not quite. So the reason I'm hesitating is when I first decided that I wanted to do the SCOP thing, I was thinking, what are your ambitions? And I think I've even got it on. It might even be on my character bio. But one of my ambitions as a SCOP was at one point to be able to just walk around Anvil and at some point in the distance hear someone singing one of my songs. And that for me would just be the absolute, it's the single highest compliment I could ever get. I'd be done. At that point, I'm like, right, done, Tariq out, because that would be amazing. And I haven't heard that. But I have had people tell me that someone else has actually performed one of my songs. In fact, it was Huel, Nick Bradbeer.
Yeah.
I got told that he stood up in one of the assemblies, I can't remember which one it was, and done a rendition of Sing for the Mark, like a word-perfect rendition of Sing for the Mark.
Nice.
Which cool. I'm like, I can't do that word perfect. So that was amazing. So I had to track him down afterwards and basically just say, oh my God, thank you, I heard, you're amazing.
That's really cool. I think, because I mean, the same thing for Justin as well, because I know he walks around the field and his, like, doing the 9 is a common one sung around that field now. So it's, there's a posture check and hydrate.
I just hydrated.
I was hydrating. I'm constantly hydrating. I've got loads of wine around me. It's great.
God, you dirty alky, Steve. That's terrible.
I know, it's disgusting behaviour.
No, funny enough, I want to go back just. It wasn't deliberately choosing that one for this reason, but the comment earlier on about, what do you do if you want to be a performer and you can't play anything, or you're not a musician? My recommendation is get a guitar, get a ukulele, anything. Learn 4 chords. If you learn 4 chords, you can play pretty much anything. You can certainly play about 90% of all the stuff I write. Just 4 chords. That song there had 4 chords in the entire thing, and the vast majority of it was only 3. So you'd be amazed what you can do just by learning 4 chords on guitar. And you could probably do like 60% of the entire pop music repertoire.
I have to admit, for myself, listening to when we all went camping, we had the Ash and Fam and Hurst Hall and that, and we were all there camping away, and it was listening to you and Alex chatting about music, playing the guitar, and all of that sort of stuff. That was, it's made me want to get one. So I am potentially looking at, in the new year, getting myself a guitar to try to teach myself.
Yeah. So just mention in chat, Axes of Awesome, 4 chord song. Perfect. Those are the chords. Those are the exact chords.
Yeah, I was going to bring that one up as well.
C, you learn those. And even with that song, there are other ones that I keep coming across now. Where I'm like realizing. And we're not talking like cheesy little pop songs. I'd play some of them now, but Twitch would probably take objection to some of them.
I'll just be banned. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Because Dawn's, I think it was the ukulele, Dawn. You have to remind me of that one. 4 chord song, 4 chord song. The Atelier Anvil, the Guild of Artists and Performers in the field. Gigi has picked up a ukulele at the beginning of lockdown, so it's great. And yeah, Dawn's learning the ukulele and mandolin.
Oh, mandolin.
So,
I have a mandolin. I learned those 4 chords, and then the hardest thing with mandolin isn't, Philip, it's not the chords, because a lot of them are easier than on guitar. It's the strumming on a mandolin is much harder to strum on, or at least I find it harder to strum on, because I'm used to this big chunky boy and I can just hammer it. But yeah,
Dawn says my hand hurts so much.
yeah, I made the stupid mistake yesterday. I spent hours just twiddling on the guitar yesterday, and I got to the end of the day, it's like, ow, ow, the fingertips, the calluses had disappeared. So yeah, need to get them back.
Yeah, Carolix buying a Baglamar Saz in the new year, which sounds amazing. I have no idea what that is. No idea what that is. Stug says, get a drum, pound the feck out of it. Let rip with some metal growls sorted. 3 though your throat will hate you for it if you're inexperienced. Grim says, I've been it's Becky, isn't it, I believe? Grim. I can't remember, so many different names. I've been inspired to pick up the guitar after 15 years due to these streams. Josh says, tips for the F chord.
Learn how to do bar chords. Bar chords, honestly, they make your life so much easier, because then you only need to learn like 4 shapes, or 3 shapes technically. So there's a few ways you can do it.
I've got you cropped at the moment, so you're a little bit thinner. There you go.
I'm leaning that way.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So do it so everyone can see. So you can do it full on straight on bar chord. You need to build up the strength in that bad boy, but yeah, you can either do it that way. You can play a cheated open F chord, which you're not barring the whole thing, and you're just doing this, but you're not strumming the whole 6 strings. You're just doing the top 4, which is one way of doing it. There's also the cheats version as well, whereas rather than doing full bar chord, and this is easier if you've got quite long hands, is I cheat and I bring my thumb over the top. So rather than trying to press all of the strings with that, I basically do it that way and then bring the thumb over the top to fret that bottom E. Flawless example. Yeah, this is not good practice. I had no teachers when I was learning how to play guitar, so I learned a lot of bad habits. So this is a terrible posture, but it's how I cheat it.
Yeah. So it's a Turkish. Oh, sorry. If you're buying a guitar, ukulele, mandolin, my performing friend Sabrina swears by Tiger Balm. Karalik says it's a Turkish Greek folk instrument, super old world sounding.
That sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to look that up in a bit.
Yeah. So what was it called? Where is it? Go back to it. A Baglamar or Saz. Awesome. A capo helps greatly with bar chords. Josh says, I'm struggling with a low E part. So
stick at it.
Yeah.
But if anyone's watched Agretsuko, the Sanrio TV show, there's the most recent season, we've just finished watching it, and in that, she and some other people have to learn how to play guitar, and they're trying to play the F chord, and in that, it's like, you feel me? Because you can see them all there going, desperately trying to play F. But yeah, once you nail it, it's easier, and then gets easier for other ones as well.
Excellent. So Becky's asked, how often do you practice?
I don't practice. I pick up the guitar and I twiddle and I fart about. I didn't have any lessons. So when I was young, we're talking like between the ages of 10 and 12, maybe 13, I think, I had keyboard lessons. So I learned how to play keyboard. Never very well, but it got me some basic musical foundations. And then years later, myself and my mates formed a band, then learned how to play our instruments in that order. And I started learning guitar. And basically what I did is I still had all my old music books, so all my old keyboard music books, and they had the chords on there. So I just used those, got a guitar chord dictionary, and then learned it all from there. If you ask me, I don't know any scales. I can't play any scales. If you ask me to pick out which note each one is, I have to go, wait a minute, that's that. My theory is terrible. And bear in mind, I then went on and studied music quite a lot at school and college afterwards. Um, it did nothing to improve my musical theory in any way, shape, or form. So I'd say, I don't want to say don't think of it as practice, because if you do and if you're strict about it, you'll probably be a much better musician. Um, I'm good enough for what I do, but anytime when you hear me performing, that is pretty much the limits of my capability. You're never going to hear me going, right, let's crack out a solo. Anytime I hear someone say, hey, let's jam, I'm like, what, jam? You mean like improvising? And oh God, no, I don't know how. So yeah, I don't think of it as practice. I just think of it as having a poodle about on the guitar.
Yeah. Joshua said there's quite a few Empire performers who have never had lessons. It's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a few. Yeah. So, break out the Bon Maman Mezami. I don't know what that means, Dawn. I'm uncultured.
Bon Maman, the good. Oh,
Oh,
it's
because
jam.
it's jam.
It's very good, Don. It's very good. Laughing on the inside.
Always laughing on the inside. So, how do you work it then when you come up with a filk? Do you find a song that you think, oh, that would sound good, and then you go, oh, that was another question. Do you sell your IC songbooks?
Yes, in the field. Yes, absolutely. I do two versions. If I'm going to do a plug, there is a hardback version which I sell for £1, and then there is a no. Wait a minute, I'm even forgetting the currency, which I sell for £1, which is like a. I don't have any around because they're in the garage with my kit. We had a nice hardback version with my full songbook, and that's all originals. The hardback version also has what I call collected folk songs, which are basically the filks. I've got at the back, and I make
Yeah.
it very clear they are not my songs. But yeah, some popular filks I've got in there. And then there's a cheaper paperback version which just has my originals in there, which I sell for £1. So,
Okay, there you go, Becky. You have to go and find Tariq in the field and buy one.
and yes, they do have. They've got the chords in there as well. They're in the back because I couldn't work out the formatting to have them in line with the lyrics. But yeah, all the chords are there.
Awesome.
Again, mostly G, D, E minor, C for the majority.
So we'll go back to the filking side of it, or when you're writing a song, so for filking example, do you hear a song and then say, oh yeah, that would sound good in a field, let me have a look at the lyrics and then write something that way, or do you go, oh, I've got these lyrics, let's see if I can find a song or a tune that fits this sort of rough idea?
So sometimes I very rarely do filks at Empire, mostly because thankfully I've built up enough of a catalogue of my own stuff that I don't do a lot of filks. But there's some I actually want to do. I forget about them in the moment. But yeah, some of them are like, no, that's perfect. Some with a tiny tweak, like a lyric tweak, will be fine. I, as a rule, I try to avoid commonly known songs. Partly because I worry that if it's that common, someone else will have probably already done a filk of it, and I don't want to say, "Here's my original song," and it's not.
Yeah.
And I always want fields as well. So if I do a filk in the field, I'll make it clear this is a song I've heard on my travels or learned or something. It's weird. A lot of my original ones start off not quite as a filk, but I do most of my songwriting in the car on the way to and from work because I've got like a commute each way. So I spend a lot of time in the car, music on in the background, and if I hear something that's either it's got an interesting beat or it's got some cool chords, because there's a lot of it's instrumental stuff as well.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll listen to that and go, oh cool, and I'll write something over the top of it. So sometimes it becomes more obvious as a filk. Sometimes by the time I've written something over the top of it, transferred it from this highly produced multi-track version to just me hitting a guitar, it has very little resemblance to the thing it's based on. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. For example, I mean, it's one of those, once you realize it, you'll never stop hearing it. But Rise Up, so rise up. It's Believer by Imagine Dragons. if you look, oh, oh, you made me a blue.
Yeah, it is.
I almost started singing the whole song there. But yeah, so that was based on me writing over the top of Believer by Imagine Dragons. And then once you hear it, you're like, you. And I've done it accidentally as well. It works the other way around. I've been playing, which one was it? It was Wheel Keeps Turning. So my prosperity song. The wheel keeps turning around. Sometimes in the right key. And then I was strumming away, recording it up here in the office, and then Emma just walked in the door and burst in and started singing and reminded me that only a ginger can call another ginger ginger, which is a Tim Minchin song. And I realised, only a ginger can call... Oh, and I didn't realise it. And it gets worse, because it's not just that as well. Because it's also, and again, this is my own tune. Wheel keeps turning, wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning around. But if you happen to sing a song about being in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens, you'd realise it's also the same chords as Room Where It Happens from Hamilton. Didn't even realise it at the time when I was writing it.
Wow.
It's very common. There are, not just me, but it's like my blessing and my curse is be able to hear a song and hear all the other songs that hear the same chord structure, which can be really annoying sometimes when you're enjoying a piece of music. Yeah.
Yeah. John said, so does Tariq not claim to have made all the songs you, Pud, have come up with?
If they are... So what the ones that in my songbook, which I did my collection of like songs of virtue and rage. So I did one song for each of the virtues and then a couple of others since then. They are my own. So if I play a song that's not my own, I will call it out as such. And when I say my own, I mean Tariq's. If it's a song that I put or character Tariq hasn't written, then yeah, I'll make it very clear. Partly because someone else might have done the same thing. Yeah, and also just for honesty's sake, quite frankly. But it works as well because a lot of folk music is based on that. If you look at historical folk music, a lot of it would be people reusing popular melodies, writing a new set of lyrics over an existing melody, or writing a new melody to an existing set of lyrics. That was very, very common. And the versions that we hear now for a lot of these things are just they've become the versions that have come down to us. But there will have been multiple versions of that song with a different set of lyrics, previous generations.
Okay. So how about when it comes to writing an original song then for the field? How do you get started? Is it the lyrics first that you do? So
it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be either or. Sometimes it might be if I get a cool line in my head, and I'm like, oh, that's quite cool, and then that'll grow into another line. There's, like I mentioned with Sing for the Mark, I came up with a chorus, and then it was another year or so until I had the rest of the song in place. There's another one that, again, I've never successfully performed in the field. I might give it a shot tonight, we'll see. Because every time I've tried, I've lost my voice. And with that, I remember coming up with just a handful of lyrics when I was just walking down the street. Literally, I must have looked like a lunatic. I was walking down the street talking to myself in verse, and then built a song out of that. Other times, literally just pooed along with the guitar, and then something like, ooh, I quite like that. And then I'll try and come up with some lyrics for it. So there's no structure. There's no formula to try and write anything. It's very, I'd call it organic, but it's more slapdash than that.
So that sounded very much like Ronan Keating, what you were just strumming there.
That, yeah, I mean, sometimes you do say it best when you say nothing at all, especially when there's no woman, no cry, or
True,
or you're knocking on heaven's door. It just
sometimes all at once.
Yeah. Funnily enough, there's one I'm writing at the moment, which is using that exact pattern in a slight deliberately kind of taking the mickey kind of way. It's one where the guitarist will be like, it's like an anthem to imposter syndrome, but it's not quite done yet.
Because I find all of this fascinating because I have zero musical talent whatsoever, and I love to hear how people come up with ideas and for anything, not just songs or anything like that, but for like poems, novels, or anything. Because I find creative processes really fascinating. Because for me, I'm quite lucky in this format where I just get to sit here and talk and ask questions because I have a lot of questions. So I'm quite lucky in that aspect. So I find this all fascinating. So there was a song that you mentioned that you haven't performed in the field yet.
Yeah.
Do you want to perform it?
I'll give it a shot. So this could be interesting because I say I've never performed it. I've tried and I've started several times. The only time I've technically finished, I'm saying technically because I accidentally chopped out half the lyrics, was at a player event pretty much this time last year. It was called Top of the Scops.
Yep.
Great event run at Eversley. It was my first time at Eversley, which is superb. I thought, you know what? It's a small, intimate space. I can do it this time. I'll do it without wrecking my voice. I both wrecked my voice and forgot the lyrics. So we'll see.
So a bit like my one performance at Ashenhall then, where I sang a first line, stopped, forgot everything, so I thought fuck it, and now I just walked off back into the tent. So I did really well there. So, but
I've seen you stand up elsewhere though. So
sorry,
I've seen you stand up elsewhere though. So yeah.
I think probably around the 2 feet, or in that bar in Varushka. So they're the only places that I tend to sing, and that's with other people. So never on my own. I'm not there yet.
Well, yeah.
Give me 10 years.
Even that with this, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to cut it short a little bit because there are significant chunks of this that are meant to be audience participation that are not going to work with me in my spare room with my guitar.
Just do what you can. Do what you can.
Yeah. Okay. My challenge with this one is not starting it too fast, for reasons that will become clear.
Excellent.
Give you fair warning, there's blood in. Fuck it up already. I give you fair warning, there's blood in the air. A red day is dawning, a day for all to beware. The storm wind is rising, the storm wind. These lyrics are like 5 years out of date, but I'm just going to go with it. You're getting like a past edition. The storm wind is rising, the moment draws near. So raise your banner up high and show them why we are a force to be feared. So give me your fire, give me your fury, give me your rage and your thunder. Show me your courage and show me your pride, your reason for fighting for what you will die. Fight for a crown, I'll fight for a throne. I fight for my family, I fight for my home, and for you, and for you, and for you, and for you. And we fight for each other, there's nothing we can do. You give us the time, and you give us the place, and you give us the foe that you want us to face, and we'll batter them, flatten them, rip out the heart of the enemy. Any threat in our family. This is the moment and this is the time. Pride and ambition and courage align. All of our virtues are put to the test and we're in for the fight of our lives. Storms roll, horns call. Where do you stand? Storms roll, horns call. Where do you stand? Where I take a breath. So come on, heroes, you brave and you bold, you swift and you strong with your stories untold. The future is watching, it's all eyes on you. So give it a fistful of virtue and show what imperial courage can do. Cause you are the thunder and you are the storm. You are the rage of the fiery bomb. So what are you waiting for? Why the delay? When this is your moment, don't throw it away. Some battles are fought without blood being shed. The wars we wage in our hearts and our head. Scream out your battle cry, fill them with dread. Whether blood be for water or leave no one dead. It's not if you fall, it's the way that you do it. What good is a vow if you never get to it? It's not if you got it, it's the way that you give it. What good is a life if you're not gonna live it? We all have a part in the battles to come. We all have a verse in the songs to be sung. So carve out a story like never before. Let me start with a whisper and end with a roar. Storms roll, horns call. Where do you stand? Storms one call. Where do you stand?
That's awesome.
I'm not doing
that. That's fantastic. That's awesome, man. You're too talented for your own good. Do you know that?
That's a song of hubris. That right there, because despite the fact I've never performed at Anvil, that was maybe the third, fourth song I ever wrote. So I did Sing for the Mark, Rise Up, Nowhere I'd Rather Be, and I actually wrote that at the same time as Nowhere I'd Rather Be. And someone's listened to the recording of it. What was I saying? So I wrote it that long ago, and I just haven't been able to do it. And I got, because of Sing for the Mark and Rise Up, I'm like, lyrically clever. Let's see how many lyrics I can fit into something and sound fancy. And it was my downfall. As you can tell, like, through my slightly weird work setup, I've actually had to write songs for work purposes, and they're very Tariq styley in many ways, and unfortunately someone else has to perform them, and just they hate me because I don't leave breath points. I leave no opportunity for them to breathe, and yeah, they hate singing my songs because because they can't breathe when they're recording them.
Hydrate. Oh dear. That too. Yeah, my juice is over here. So, what's your favourite? Well, this is two questions really into one. What is your Gigi says, I love that song so much. They give it a fistful of virtue line goes so hard and I love it.
So that's the one. When I said I came up with some lyrics when I was walking along the street, it was that one. So it was the bit where I'm doing the you give us the time and you give us the place and you give us the thought that you want us to face and we'll batter them flat and then rip out the heart of the enemy, any who threaten our family. And I was just walking down the street. If anyone's ever been to the Lakes Comic Festival in Kendal and seen a lunatic walking down the street singing to themselves.
Excellent. So back to the original question then. So what's your favourite song that you like to hear in there? Not yours, that you like to hear when you're out and about. What's the song when you think, oh, I'm going into the Navarre. Oh, I hope they perform this song.
It's really hard. I think it goes back to the previous question in that it depends on the mood. There's some that make me smile a lot. There's Felmed, who's a Scop in Wintermark again, has a real kind of irreverent lyrical style, and musically is it's almost like folky Green Day in weird. And he's just got a really good. They've got a really good stage presence, and they're just a music. So half of theirs I really enjoy listening to. Again, there's some Varishkan performers that I really enjoy hearing. Like "Fuck the Winter." There's the Mud Song, which is one of Bjork's favorites. There's one that Sam does as well, and every single time I forget what it's called, and I'm not even going to try and sing it. It's a beautiful kind of, it's that with this like hopeful, melancholic feel to it, and every time he does it, I'm like, oh, I love that song, and I can never remember the bloody name of it, but he knows which one I mean because I always say that one, do that one, Sam. So it's entirely dependent on the mood.
Yeah. So, what song do you find that people request off of you the most?
Nowhere.
Nowhere?
Nowhere I'd rather be. Absolutely. I think because it's the most universal of them. I think it's in that it's not about any particular nation, and it's very deliberately. It was very consciously manipulative as well. I won't lie; it slightly blurs the ICOC lines a little bit, because that was one of the few times where I think I came up with that verse, the chorus, the telling my friends there's nowhere I'd rather be, and then from that point I was like, oh, I want to do something. I want to tug on the heartstrings. I want to try and manipulate people, which I think this year especially is a little bit cruel. But I think it's one of the few I've written where I'm like, no, I've got an objective with this song, and it was to try and sum up what I love about LARP and an Empire, and that feel, that like 11 p.m. lights have gone out, fires are lit, sitting around the fire with your friends Friday night and just feeling good. And that's what I wanted to do. I had a very clear mission to try and encapsulate that sensation, which is unusual because generally I don't have that, methodical approach in terms of when I'm trying to write something.
Yeah. Do you ever, when you're performing then, do you ever, and people are going, oh, yeah, do this, do that song, do that song. Do you ever go, oh, look, come on, I don't want to do that song. I've done it like 18 times tonight already around the field.
The only time I'll say no is if I've actually lost my voice, or if I've either, well, three reasons. Either if I've genuinely lost my voice, which happens at least once an event, or if I've done it recently for the same audience. And when I say recently, I mean within like the last half hour to an hour, and been sat around the fire and I've already done it. Because I've done that before. It just looks a bit like you're taking the piss. Yeah. Or if it's someone else's time to perform. Like, no, let's get someone else up to perform so I'm not like hogging the stage, as it were. Do that same song again. Yeah. But no, it's partly like, because quite frankly, I like having the ego strokes. It's nice having things requested. And if, even from an IC standpoint, I'm a scop, I'm a bard, I'm there to entertain the audience. So to say no means that you're performing and you're making it all about yourself. Whereas part of my role as a scop is to tell these stories and do these things and to entertain the guests at my hall's fire, things like that. So,
okay. So let me put you in a bit of a situation then. If as a scop, as a performer, and to tell people's stories, then if someone came up to you and said, if I paid you to write a song to boost my chances of getting the throne, let's give this person a name. Brom.
Yeah.
For example. If they came up to you and they said, write a song to boost my chances of getting to the throne, would you do it? Because would that question your... Well, do you think that would put your motives as a scop like on the line there, or
were you tempted to use the words artistic integrity there?
A little bit.
Yeah, no, I don't have any.
Well, we know that, but
yeah, no. The only time, and I have had a few people request it. Funny enough, the Seahawks was at a player event at the 7 Hours of Virtue, and I know you had them on just recently. Yeah, they asked me exactly that. Would I do a song for the Seahawks? The only time where I'll ever show reservation is just that I'm slow. I'm slow at writing songs, and I don't have a structured way of doing it. I have no problems from like a moralistic either IC or OC side of things, taking other people's money to write a song on their behalf. Again, as IC, as a bard, it's my stock in trade, It's what I do. I have no problems in doing that. I'll be very open about the fact that, like, hey, I got paid money for this. This is your song. But yeah, it's more just that I just struggle to go, right, here's the topic I'm going to write a song about. Because every time I try and do that, I'll then come up with 3 song ideas for something completely different. But hey, if Bron wants to throw money at me to write a song, I'm there.
I was only using him as an example. I don't think he would actually do that. That's the thing. I could think of probably a couple of other people who are going for the throne who probably would. But yeah, it's I think it's one of those things. So would it be any situation if someone came up to you and said write a song about this for me and I'll pay you, that you would say no?
I wouldn't say it wouldn't happen because Tariq still has principles. He still believes the way. He still follows Mark ideals. So yeah, for example, if someone said, "Hey, write this song that makes me sound amazing," and I'm like, "But you're not amazing." Like, and I'm by that I mean, I see. It's like, no, you are reprehensible if they are immoral, if they're a maggot, if they have. I see reasons that make them a bad person, not just "Who are you, little person?" But if they've got reasons that I, as a character, believe, no, you are a bad person, then no, I'm not going to lie and say you're a good person. I don't mind like exaggerating someone's attributes a little bit, but Tariq would never lie because it would go against his the heroic ideals that went to Mark.
Yeah. Josh has said Mac and Grimm love song for their fight with the Duke. Be interesting. Yeah, Dawn says, write this song about how amazing I am, but who are you?
Yeah.
But that's brilliant.
I did actually have it's happened only once where I think someone has actually explicitly said, "Can you write a song about me?" And that in that case, I did say yes, but this was actually, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying it. It was a Marcher player. Character was the name of Ned, and he was the one responsible, or at least took responsibility for the Rivers Run Red ritual in the Mournworld. Basically, the weapons of mass destruction being deployed. He was the person who went into the Wicker Man and was burned by the Marchers. The night before he went into the Wicker Man, he was walking around, and I think he'd heard him performing. He was looking for Scops, and someone said, "Hey, you need to come speak to this person." And he said, "Would you tell my story?" And I said, "Look, you know what? Yeah, I won't take money on it. If it's a story, then I'll do it." I couldn't because I couldn't think of anything. But I then heard subsequently, I was just listening to some music and my recommended stuff on Spotify, and I heard a song like, "Oh my God, that's the song. That is his song." And it just perfectly summed up his story. It's called "I've Got Blood on My Hands," and I was like, perfect. So I ended up sending him a link to this song. He was long dead by that point, but yeah, it was cool.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I've had one person offer to make a song about Mac, and it was a Metallica filth. Yeah, probably would be filth. Yeah, Josh says no, I'm gonna be burned. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, like I've been saying, I love to hear where all these songs come from and the stories behind them all and stuff. So yeah.
I have one song that I still need to write before the next event, which is yes, I'll say basically I want to write a Sigvald song because his arc as a character has been brilliant, and quite early on when I was coming up with Tariq and he had Sigvald as a concept, the idea was like I was going to be the Felix to his Gotrek, and I was going to be his bard, sing his praises as him being this great adventurer, like the Jaskier to his Witcher. And then both our character arcs took us in different directions.
Yeah.
I still want to write a song for Sigvald, and I know what I'm basing it on. And it's a filk of a kind of instrumental, but I'm not going to say what it is because it's really going to annoy people. And I think it's going to be one of those ones where people are going to listen to it and go, "What is that?" So when it airs, if you get it, kudos to you.
Excellent. Helen says posture check. And Dawn says, is it or Tulio and Miguel? I don't know what that is. I'm not cultured.
Miguel and Tulio. Road to Eldorado.
Not seen it. I heard something drop there, yeah. And hydrate as well. Alex is kicking us. Excellent stuff. So how did you find performing with Emma then? Because Emma's been to a couple of events now. Been to a few events now, and obviously Tariq was renowned as singing on his own and doing all of this sort of stuff and going out into the field and going, oh, let's go. Emily has said I have to watch El Dorado.
Yes.
Okay, right. I think it's on Disney. Is it a Disney film? Is it a Disney one?
Yes, I believe so.
So it'll be on, I've got Disney Plus, so it's probably on there then.
Every part of that film is great except for the single musical interlude in it, which is just terrible. But other than that, it's great.
Right.
Yeah, performing with Emma, it's actually brilliant. So she started writing songs long before she came to Empire. Emma has a reputation. Malhan, has a reputation as the song witch because she would write songs about people and they would die or bad things would happen to them. Something about her performance would lead to people dying. Like one of the very first songs she wrote before even coming to Empire, like before she was even planning on coming at that point, I think, was she wrote a song for our Thane at the time, Hela. Yeah. By the time Emma made it to the field, Hela was dead. Emma got commissioned to write a song for a very, very wealthy man named Achilles. Yeah. That was at a player event. He gave her, now get this, he paid her 10 thrones to write a song about Achilles, about himself. And then he said, tell you what, if you do it with Tariq, I'll give you 20. Now, note the wording. Not, then I will give you 10 and Tariq 10. No, if you do the song with Tariq, I will give you 20 thrones. She got 20 thrones as a commission to write a song for him. He then died. She never even got as far as writing the song for him, and he paid it up front.
Has she written the song yet?
No. And that is more money. She did write quite a lot of it, and I just think it never got finished. But yeah, that's more money than I ever made in years of playing a character, and she made it in like her second event, I think it is. But what was great is, you asked me what it's like performing with her, is by the time Emma came along, because I'd been playing Empire for a few years by that point, and Tariq was about a year and a half into his game by that point, so I'd already I'd made a reputation. I knew who it was. Tariq had kind of done his thing by that point. So Tariq already had a bit of a reputation. And then Emma was coming along. And it was a bit of an awkward thing to begin with because there's what I refer to as the Tariq thing, where it's got a little bit weird and how people have gone there with it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm actually not going to sing this. I'm gonna just sit back and play this song, and I'm just going to tootle on guitar. Well, my friend here, because I see we're not a couple, so my friend here, Malhan, is going to sing, and I think a few people are like, oh, I'm not sure. But the thing is, I knew how Emma sang, and other people hadn't heard her sing by that point, and she just has a phenomenal voice, like an incredible voice. I can get a crowd jumping, so I can get a crowd singing along and do all that stuff. She can silence a room with barely an effort. We were at a player event year and a half, nearly 2 years ago, and we just started doing I think it was the Windy song, and we started playing this little song which has a really gentle refrain, and it's lovely. And we just started doing it. I think we were just teaching someone the harmony. In fact, we were teaching Georgia. We were teaching Georgia the harmony for it. And then we realized the entire room had gone quiet and they were listening to Emma singing. And it was amazing. And one of the people who was closest to us, who was hearing Emma sing, was Lizabetta, the Empress.
Oh dear.
Yeah, what happened to her at the next event?
Oh my lord. Wow.
So, this is the power of the Song Witch. But yeah.
So Joe's asked, so if we have a problem with someone in game, how do we contact her?
She will take money. She will take money to sing a song about them. Malhan has fewer scruples in that regard than Tariq does. She's I won't say much because it's her carried, but yeah, she'll take the money to do it.
That's awesome. So we have to, right, who do we want gone next then? I've got a few people in mind. I'll send a list, but I can't afford 10 thrones. Oh, Jesus. So,
dangerous. Dangerous.
So we'll finish with a song, and then what we'll do, if I do the same for you what I did with Sam, because he had a song that he wanted to perform but he couldn't, obviously because of copyright with Twitch, and they're being really keen on just jumping on anyone who does anything musically.
Yeah.
So we'll record one that you can perform afterwards, and then I'll put it on at the end of the YouTube video so people can see whatever they want. Ooh.
Cool.
Sploosh. It came up with a sploosh. I don't know. Did everybody hear that? Everyone hear the sploosh?
I didn't hear the sploosh.
I'll turn it up a bit more then. Right, Ben has asked, can we have Wheel Keeps Turning?
So,
is that one of the ones that we can't hear?
No, Wheel Keeps Turning is fine. So,
okay.
Wheel Keeps Turning, so there was a request earlier on for Nowhere as well. So, it depends what. I mean, you're the host here, you're the boss here. So, what do you want?
Let's do both. If you want to do both, you can do both.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you. I'll do Wheel Keeps Turning first, and then we'll go out on Nowhere because dear God, I want to be in the field.
Yeah, okay. And then is Rise Up one of the songs you can't?
Rise Up, I think, will be safe because it has similar chords, but again, it's so different.
Well, if we record Rise Up afterwards, then so it gives everybody who watches it on YouTube a bit of a bonus song as well. Then sound good? Excellent.
Sorry, it gives them what? Gives them bonus.
Yeah,
bonus.
It gives them a bit of a boner.
Okay. Don't quite have that achievement as a Scop yet. Sorry, just
Not that we've told you anyway. Why did you think me and Grim wanted you to come and sit next to us?
Where it happens. 1 second. Yes, this is me getting the lyrics up.
I know.
It's embarrassing. These are my own songs. Can't even find where it's gone. Or do I just go for it?
If you want to send bits during the song, I mute the alert box, so nothing will get said. So you're totally fine, or there won't be any sounds or anything. So
I'm not looking. To be honest, I have I've got Twitch silenced anyway.
Oh no,
okay.
that was to Alex in chat.
Oh. 18 rings, 6 coins to my name, but with 18 rings, then I can change the game. Flip them over, turn them around. Oh shit, look, I turned them into a crown. Make it dance, make it work for you. Coin is for the spending. If you scatter it, then you'll reap the profits of the seeds you've sown. What do you know? Look, I turned it into a throne. We do what we do to keep the water flowing. The more you give, the more it keeps growing. I don't want your gifts, I don't want your charity. I just want to see some other love and prosperity. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. I make my living by the sweat of my brow, the strength of my voice and my lyrical know-how. I work hard, I spend freely. I'm not rich, but damn, I'm ideally placed to take a virtue and preach it to the masses. The fruits of my labor I use to fill glasses. Life is for the living is the message I'm selling. The scent of success is the aroma you're smelling. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. Hold fast, cause it might sound funny, but the truth is, well, it's not just about money. It's the push and the pull and the give and the take, the joy that we share and the joy that we take. Give me your attention, I'll give you my time. Lend me your ears and I'll fill them with rhyme. I'll give you words to make your soul burn and take your breath away in return. Yeah. Wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. Going back to my earlier point, this entire song has 4 chords.
As Josh says there, full mast.
Smooth. I can't tell how much I was about to use the word peaking there. It's maybe not the best phrase in this context. Popping would be a better way of saying, because I was redlining quite a lot on there.
I turned on the alert box just in time to hear Ben's donation and the guy talking go clap, clap, clap. Right. I think I'll have to turn the alert box up full there to actually hear it a bit louder. So, and Dawn's cat thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Thank you, Kitty.
Ooh, I'm clapping myself. That's still my favourite thing. That's amazing. So what's the last one?
I think we'll do Nowhere. We'll do Nowhere Rugby because it's the most, quite frankly, deliberately emotionally manipulative song I've ever written. And I think it's weirdly probably also the one it's probably the one I'm proudest of, because it doesn't involve just shouting.
Yeah.
Also, to my knowledge, even though it uses derivative chords, it doesn't actually match another song exactly, to my knowledge. So,
okay. Let's see what happens there then.
One last hydration. I can just splash water on my computer.
Wonderful. Wunderbar.
My friends, my neighbors, good citizens all, I thank you for coming and heeding the call. Let's rally the people and bring them all near. Sing out our songs for the whole world to hear. This is the cradle of all that we are. This is the heart of the storm. This is the ground where the future was born. Well, this is our empire and this is our home. Each song that we sing and each story we tell, each hero we name and each life that we sell, each breath and each beat of your heart is a beat of the song. Give me drinking my cup and friends who will share it, song on my lips and ears that'll hear it, fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. Before 10 in the morning, we're barely alive. We're like ghosts, we're like spirits, and then coffee arrives. Then heroes awaken and stand by your side. Gather your courage and sing out your pride. But the storm will not break us, although it may try. The sun may beat down and may bake the world dry, but we stand by our neighbors and raise them up tall. Gather your voices voices and scream out the call. For you are my empire and you are my hall. For you I would fight and for you I would fall. For you are the beat of my heart and the heart of my soul. Give me drink in my cup and friends that'll share it. Song on my lips and ears that'll hear it. Fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. So fill up your tankards and fill up your lungs. Leave no words unspoken and no song unsung. Make noise for your heroes, your kith and your kin. Sing out their names and the pride that they bring. Together we stand and divided we fall. And the future we write will be shaped by us all. For we are the singers and we are the song of a story that's greater than more. Sing along, give me a drink in my cup and friends that'll share it. Song on my lips and ears that'll hear it. Fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. Give me drink in my cup and friends that'll share it. Song on my lips and ears that'll hear it. Fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. Coronavirus can go fuck off.
I know it's only one person clapping, but fuck me, man. Right into feels, right there. That was amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I want to be back there.
Throw the rain.
See, if we'd prepped that, I would have had a rose ready on this side.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. So that's Helen's rose that was knitted by Ben's wife Emily. They're amazing, and they did. This is a special one-off. This is a Mac rose because it's a mixture of every single colour. Because there isn't one colour that would fit in with Dawn's Breed that would suit Mac. Because let's face it, he wants everyone. It was amazing. Oh, that's hit me right in the feels. That is. It's everyone's saying just want to be back in the field. Oh man, Alex, thank you. My keen is like a bonfire. Yeah.
There's a lyric. Oh, my keen is like a bonfire.
Definitely, this is yeah. Gee, yeah. I'm at it doesn't happen too often, but I'm actually at a bit of a loss for words at the moment. I think I want to be in a field and I want to see everyone, and it's
There's only so much sitting around in your room playing with the small armory in the corner of the room that will stave things off.
That's the greatest euphemism I have ever heard.
It wasn't a euphemism. That doesn't make it any less sexual.
Oh dear. M says, Ben says, I'm surprised you didn't throw the party potato. Yeah, because we have. I'm not throwing that.
Is that a knitted party potato?
Yeah. See how the green screen takes it out as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, all right, I can let me turn off.
I haven't seen that. Oh, that's superb.
Let me turn off my my background. There we go. It's got hair on it. It's one of Helen's.
even has eyes in it as well. That's
Yeah,
superb.
it's amazing. It gets thrown around a lot. I love this thing. So it sits on my desk. But yeah, so we've got that, and you can see this a bit better now. So
Ooh.
all the colours.
That is an excellent point I just saw there. Is there a Party Potato song?
No, there is not a Party Potato song at all. As Josh says, my immersion.
Emotions.
So I'll turn that back on. But yeah, I think everyone's in the same boat at the moment. Everyone wants to be in the field, and everyone's missing everyone. And I still maintain the first event is going to be incredibly emotional.
Yeah, I'm optimistically signed up for a couple of player events next year, and I think every one of them is like, if it goes ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I get to, if not go to a player event early in the year, get to go and see people at least, at the very, very least. Try to get something done. So, because I think everybody needs it right now. I know I do. I miss people. So, and I tell you what though, on a well, no, it's going to be it's an interesting note. I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is seeing how Mac is going to react to Lisa's new character.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only woman who could ever tell Mac what to do is no longer in Anvil.
Yeah. But it's going to be tricky because you're going to struggle there a little bit because although Roshar will be gone, Lisa will still be there.
Oh, Lisa's a very scary lady, but she is also a delicate flower. She's soft. She terrifies me. She really does. But yeah, she's yeah. I'm looking forward to that, and I've been trying for a while to think about how I'm going to write Roshar a letter to say goodbye. But every time I come around to doing it, I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, because it's gonna be upsetting. Because that's an end for me as a player. That's the end of an era gone there.
Yeah.
So, but I look forward to seeing what she's gonna come up with, and I hope she enjoys it a lot more because she wants to be a lot more involved, doesn't she? So, and it's great.
I think second character will always be more fun because you know what the game is at that point. You know a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm excited for her because I think she knows the game so well now. She can design a character that will work for the things that she wants to do.
Yeah, I thought it would be how Mac reacts to people muttering "Fill the mug" whenever he walks past. Oh, don't do that to me in character. That will result in a beating for your character if you come up to me and do that in character. It's the same as Alex, Chris, and Mark, and you come up to them and say, "Oh, I'm a huge fan." I beat you. I beat you. It's a simple thing. Then you'll be wearing a lot more armor than me. I will thong you with the party potato. So what we'll do, we'll call it there. We've been going. That was. Yeah, I think we've left it on quite a fairly somber sort of note there. It's really nice. It's really good because I think it's a beautiful song. So I think it's one that people miss. But what we'll do is that when the stream's been shut down, I'll do a recording.
Yeah.
We'll get another song going so that when people watch it on YouTube, which will be uploaded tomorrow, there'll be another song there. So it will then you can watch, you can hear another song, and.
I think at some point I might just, for my own sanity as well, I might like do a Tariq gig or something like that, and actually just literally do a songbook playthrough at some point and just do a stream. Because now Sam's done them a couple of times where Sam will just like do a Facebook Live or start streaming or something and just play through songs. And I might do the same because it's
Tell me when and I'll host it, mate. Done.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just it's like keeps me going, and you know.
Get yourself a green screen sorted, and I can get you with a decent background. Tariq just sat there. Get one of Lisa's pictures put as a background, and you can be sat in Anvil.
Yeah.
people really want it. No, I'm not going to be in it. I'm just going to sit here and cry because I want to be in a field. So, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that done anytime you want to, mate. Just let us know and I'll do it. Be done.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be quite nice, I think. And get,
Yeah.
now Emma has a voice again as well, so we'll actually be able to have Emma thing as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That'll be fantastic. I was so pleased to hear that she was talking to people again.
Yeah, it's been a rough,
It's been a year. It's been a year.
Who is an amazing, like, an incredible singer, literally lost her voice entirely for about 3 months over the summer. So it's been, she's got it back now, but it's she's been a trooper coming through it.
Definitely. So, I think Monday I've got ref chat. I've got some refs coming on who will deal with all your rules questions, especially when it comes to the battles side of it as well. So anything like that. So that'll be good. I've got singing songs with Justin as well coming up. I can't remember. I can't remember. In the Discord, it's all in the what's on stuff. It's all there what I'm doing. We have another prize in the Christmas giveaway as well to give away. It's a commissioned pouch that has been donated as well. So that's amazeballs. Loads of stuff. I can't remember. It's not. See if you can hear this.
Cheer for wanting a
hang on a
pudding.
second.
It's all gone. It's gone. But the mug exploded though.
I've got chime. Sorry, I've got Twitch muted because I'm listening to this, so I have it muted so as not to confuse myself by hearing that and hearing you at the same time.
That worked. There was a cheer for wanting a pud gig. Definitely, we'll get it. We'll get something sorted. We'll get it arranged, and then we'll get you actually performing a little concert for people. That'd be really good. That'd be really good. I'll happily host that for you, mate.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Right, I'm going to end the stream. Everybody, thank you so much for coming along and watching, asking questions, being involved, donating bits. It's all amazing. Don't forget, I think next week people will have to renew their subscriptions. If you've subscribed, you can use Amazon Prime. Do not forget that because it's free and it's amazing and it helps. Come and join the Discord as well. Have a chat with everybody because it's such a good, positive, wholesome environment. Thank you, Pud, for coming on.
It's been a pleasure, sir. I've honestly been looking forward to it. It's great. It keeps the keen alive. Definitely.
Until Steve gets there. Yeah. This has been great fun. I love doing this. Weird thing is, I always feel low before I start a stream, and then by the end of it, I'm buzzing. It's great, and yeah, just love chatting away to people and miss your face. Can't wait to see you in a film, man. Really can't. So thanks everyone in chat for coming along. I'm going to end the stream and then I'll do a recording of another song which you'll have to watch on YouTube to go and see what it is. Josh says I forget how tall Pud is.
6'2".
Not as big
Brilliant.
as Alex.
Green bloody boots because my boots have got soles like that. So
there we go. So everyone in chat, take care. See you all soon. Go chat if you want to. Go and say hello to people and all of that. Yeah. So we'll see you all soon. Bye.
See you in a bit, guys. I could finally break it out.
Pudstock. I don't know. There is no help for you.
It's fine. I didn't even originate it. I can't even claim credit for it.
So, right, I've just started recording again. So, what song would you like to give everybody who's watched YouTube as a bit of a bonus? Then, I mean, I've got my favourites and stuff like that, but it's not about me. This was about chat coming along and hearing stuff to get them in the mood. A lot of new players there to inspire them and stuff like that. And this is about you performing stuff that you enjoy doing.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything in my filter list that I can actually perform.
You can, yeah.
and not from a legal standpoint. Like I can literally just perform. That I might want to do.
I mean, I was lucky enough with Tent Aid to have Sony back down from a copyright claim on my video. So, yeah,
Oh, bloody hell.
there was a filk of a Dolly Parton song, and they backed away, and they backed down because enough of the lyrics had been changed. So that's what it boils down to with YouTube. So it's really good.
I'm thinking just because you mentioned it on the main channel, let's do Rise Up because it's reasonably safe. In fact, it is safe. It's just the same chords, but it's fine. But we'll try and play around with it a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes. So, for anyone who didn't catch it earlier on, this was it's not quite a filk, but it was written over the top of of Believer by Imagine Dragons. So you can easily sing over the top of that. Yeah. Anyway. I see you, your goals and your big ideas, your hopes and dreams that you keep locked behind your fears. Why tarry? Why wait? Tomorrow's fair weather may come too late. You were born to be better. Why deny what's true? A dream is just an ambition that you don't pursue. Have courage, be brave. Take a chance or take your chances to your grave. You gotta hunger, you gotta need. What you're denying, what you believe. You gotta take pride in who you are. Know you deserve all this and more. Nothing is written, nothing is set. If you want the future, you got to get it. They may be smarter, they may be stronger, but you have a will and you gotta hunger. Oh, oh, oh. Want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, oh, oh. Want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, why hold back? Why hold back when you know what your heart desires? You want to burn bright, then you know you got to feed the fire. One flash, one flicker, one spark, and then your heart beats quicker. You're gonna fail and you're gonna fall. You're gonna gamble and lose it all. You're gonna bleed and you're gonna cry, but better to fail than never to try, because those are the risks when you're a contender. Scars that mark you from a pretender. When the world knocks you down, then you get right back up again, sing it and show them all just who they're fucking with. Oh, oh, oh. I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, 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 I want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, rise up, rise up. The forest falls one tree at a time, so keep your eyes on the prize at the end of the line and remise. Just remember what the scholars say: when you've got one shot, you don't throw it away. Oh, oh, I want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, oh, I want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up. Oh, oh, I want to see you rise up, rise up. Oh, rise up, rise up.
Awesome. Unfortunately, I realised I didn't have my mic muted, so they might pick up moments of me singing along.
Audience participation.
I apologise wholeheartedly for that one. So, thanks, man. Absolutely love every second of it. So
Great.
good.
Thank you very much.
We need to do Pudstock. Definitely. Pudstock.